Hello and welcome to checkpoint 4.26. They want us to create a tree diagram for the case when w is equal to f of x, y, and then x are functions of t, u, and v, and so is y. And write out the formula for the three partial derivatives. Alright, let's take a look at the tree that's involved here. We have the w function, and that is a function of two variables, x and y. And then x and y are in turn functions of t, u, and v. T, u, and v. So essentially w is going to be eventually a function of three variables. And so we are looking for there are a total of three first order partial derivatives involved here, and we can figure out what they are. We can label these edges as the partials, and since w is a function of two variables, these will be partial derivatives, partial w divided over x, partial w with respect to y. And then each of these things would be partial derivatives of x sub t, x sub u, and x sub v. Okay? Alright, so for the first term, or for the first expression that we're going to look for, we want the partial of w with respect to t. And so let's figure out all the different ways to get to the t variable at the end. And that would be a partial of w with respect to x times the partial of x with respect to t. That'll get us down to this t. And then there's one more t, so we'll have a partial of w with respect to y times the partial of y with respect to t. And that'll get us down to this edge. Okay, that is our first one. Our second one, let's take a look at the variable u and find the ways to get to the u. The partial of w with respect to u is going to be the partial of w with respect to x. That'll get us here, times the partial of x with respect to u, and that gets us down to the variable. Partial of w with respect to y would get us down to here, and then partial of y with respect to u will get us down to the bottom. Okay, finally we'll find the partial of w with respect to v. And for this one, we'll take the paths going down to v, and that'll give us the partial of w with respect to x times the partial of x with respect to v plus the partial of w with respect to y, and then the partial of y with respect to v. Okay, those are the formulas that we need. If we had actual problems that we're going to be able to put this together, then that's what we would compute each of these partial derivatives and put it into these formulas. Okay, I hope that helps.